Kurt, Chicago, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, Andrew. I've never seen anything that indicates this massive amount of voter fraud that everybody keeps talking about. The George Bush Justice Department couldn't find any. In fact... Hold on
1 second. Let me just stop you here. It doesn't matter. The states don't need peer review to pass voter ID laws. They don't.
And my second point was going to be the Constitution, for instance, in a presidential election, it's a states' right issue anyway, isn't it? The states...
Well, the 10th Amendment, hold on. I've read to you the 3 amendments that deal with voting, that actually deal with voting, as long as the states are not passing laws denying people above the age of 18 to vote based on race, sex, or prior servitude, meaning slaves, there's no constitutional violation. The power's not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, or reserved to the states respectively, or to the people.
Right. The way I've always heard it argued from the Democratic side.
But hold on. We're not talking about how you heard it. I'm reading the words of the actual Constitution to you.
Right. I hear you, but let me make a point here is that there is also equal protection under the law, and if you start putting up all these hurdles and requirements for people to prove, to get an ID, to get the right to vote.
But it's equal. If everybody has to do the same thing, sir, it's equal.
Not everybody has to do the same thing, and it's not equal.
Showing ID. If everybody has to show ID, some form of ID, that's equal. How is it unequal?
Because it's a different burden for different people to
How
vote.
so?
And there are...
How is it? Well, hold on. How? No. This is garbage, Kurt. How is it different? You're telling me is there a white line or a black line or a Hispanic line at the ID office?
I'm not saying that, and I'm not going to get into that.
So what? No. Tell me what makes it harder. Tell me what makes it harder for a Hispanic or a black person in this country to get ID versus a white person.
Oh, I don't even go to the Hispanic or the black. What I say is for some people, we're all equal under the law. For some people, it's very difficult to go and get your birth certificate.
How so?
It's very difficult to go and get
How
your
so?
record. It just is.
How? Tell me how.
You know what? I can't tell you that.
That's right. You can't tell me how because you have no idea how. Sir, this is pabulum. This is nonsense. This is twaddle. You cannot say in a court of law, if you're going to tell me in a court of law that somebody's going to stand there and say, well, there's this high hurdle for some people to get ID. Well, what's the hurdle? Well, I don't know.
Well, it remains a fact that some people go and they can't get their records and they have to wait. And
everybody has to wait, sir. Everybody has to wait. In the state of Georgia, the governor offered free voter IDs to be delivered to people, and that wasn't good enough.
And who pays for those voter IDs when they enact these laws?
It's the same thing like when you're guaranteed the right to counsel.
Well, if the Democrats are counting on voter fraud, then the Republicans are counting on disenfranchising.
No, nobody's. So, but where is it unconstitutional to pass a voter ID law?
I agreed with you. It's not unconstitutional to state.
So how does ID? So, wait. Next, you're going to tell me that Republicans are looking to disenfranchise people at the library.
Well,
you need a library card.
See, this is where it gets.
You need a library. Do you not need a library card to take out a book?
Yes, but
Republicans don't want Hispanics to read, is what you're telling me.
I don't remember having to produce a voter ID when I got my Chicago Public Library
card. But you had to produce an ID to get the Chicago Public Library ID card, didn't you?
I'm pretty sure I had to produce an electric bill and some sort of proof of residence.
Okay, so there you go.
But that's not a voter ID. So
again, having the photo ID, though, doesn't unfairly burden anybody, sir. It doesn't unfairly. You cannot prove that Hispanics or blacks or women or anyone is unfairly burdened by their race. You can't prove it. Thank you very much for the call. It can't be done. You cannot prove that Hispanics are more burdened than whites or Asians or Americans of Pakistani or Indo-Pak descent. That's nonsense. That's a lie. We're right. They're wrong. That's the end of the story. Done. Can't be done. Can't be done. Sirius XM Patriot.